He lived for 3 days because they couldn't get the shrapnel of the car out of his body. They worked as hard as they could on him, just couldn't save his life. So the day that he died, I was there, and come listen, bell and ball, come to me, pay attention. Never fall in love, it's the devil's own invention. Once I fell in love with a maiden so bewitching, Miss Henrietta Bell, out of Captain Kelly's kitchen, singing turra-lurra-la, sing turra-lurra-la-dee, sing turra-lurra-la, turra-lurra-la-dee. My name's Bridie O'Byrne. I was born in Glenmore in Castletown, Curley, 90 years ago. My mother was Mary Harkin from Roscommon. My father was Patrick Rooney from Glenmore. I had two brothers, Jack and Tom, and my sister Molly, just four of us in the family. We lived there until I was 3 years of age. Then we moved to Castletown Cross. We were very happy and contented family. We were well off. We had 8 cows and we had pigs and hens and everything, you know, a family could want. Then we moved then from Castletown Cross. My father was on the fire brigade in Dundalk and we had to move into town. Jack, my eldest brother, was in the army at the time. As my father grew older then, Jack eventually left the army and he got my father's job on the council driving the fire brigade and the steamroller and things. And then, unfortunately, 1975, yeah, with a bomb explosion in Crow Street. We was walking past the town hall. Hugh Waters was coming out of the pub and the bomb suddenly went off. He was at the door of the pub and Jack was just walking past the town hall. Just past the doors of the town hall it happened. And when the car blew up, most of it went over the road and into Jack's left side. He was going that way, all down his left side. And what didn't go into his body went up on top of the town hall. I was outside of the jockeys in Ann Street at about 5 minutes to 6 when 14 of us were going in for our Christmas drink and the bomb went off. At that time I didn't know my brother was involved in it. We went home and everyone was talking about the bomb and the bomb, and the following day myself and my youngest son went into town to get our shopping and we went into Kieran's first, or the Turkey, and the man there asked me how my brother was. And Lord mercy on Jack, he had been sick, but I said it to him, oh, he's grand, he's back working again. And then I got to White's in Park Street and a woman there asked me how he was. And I said, which are my brothers? And the woman on the other side of me said to me, did you not know your brother was in the bomb explosion last night? I said, I nearly died. I just ran out of the shop with Patrick and came home. And when I came home, I think it was Father Hackett was here at the time. He was waiting outside the house for me and he took me up to the hospital for to see him. It was a terrible time. He lived for 3 days because they couldn't get the shrapnel of the car out of his body. They worked as hard as they could on him, just couldn't save his life. So the day that he died, I was there, and I look back on it, a terrible day. At the time I used to have a bicycle and I went from here to the hospital on my bicycle, and from that then I went down to my mother, where she lived in the little bungalow in Ladywell Square. And when I went into the house to her, she said to me, Bridie, what's wrong? And there's nothing wrong. I was trying to hide what had happened, that he had died. And I was only in the house, and she was still asking me what was wrong with me, and I didn't want to tell her. And the two nuns came in behind me, and they went over to her and said, oh, Mrs. Rooney, poor Jack. And she she said, Bridie, why didn't you tell me? I knew there was something wrong. So I said, the nuns, no, I told her the truth. I said, the nuns had told me not to tell you. So that was how I heard about Jack. Terrible Christmas. But he was buried on Christmas Eve. That was the Friday before Christmas he died. And he was buried on Christmas Eve. The weather was very bad. And my mother was in terrible shock over it. She wasn't able to go to the funeral. As I said, it took terrible out of the whole lot of us. And just after that then, my mother was all the time wondering where was Jack and where was Jack. She couldn't get over that he had died and hadn't gone back to see her for Christmas. She just went senile, you know. Jack had great brains. I always remember my mother had a little clock on the mantelpiece. She had it for years. He had won it. He used to always get first prize in everything at school. He'd win a fountain pen, the clock. He had a gold fawn for Irish. He had great brains, Jack. His wife and children were left without him. You know, I don't, terrible thing that the government wouldn't consider that and look into it, and no, it didn't. Just didn't look into it or bother about it at all, who killed him or who didn't kill him. There was no real big investigation or anything into it, you know. They offered Maisie, I think, a measly sum of money to settle it for him. She never took it. I'm the last one now left of that old Rooney family, 90 years of age. A lifetime gone, you know. I always had great faith in God, and still have. I always say it's Him has me here at this age in my life now, and it's kept me going with everything, you know. Because I always say there are 5 things you can't buy. You can't buy your healing, your health, your strength, your senses, or your faculties. You have to ask Him for them. If you don't ask Him, you won't get them. I had a good life, and I just have to keep going on as long as God will keep me here. Do the best I can for my children.